Get your notepads out. Get your recorders out. Whatever it takes to make sure you don't miss the sage advice from the handicapper extraordinaire, Kevin Stone, on What's the Line? And here is your handicapping guru, Kevin Stone.
Good morning, Tom. It's Georgia, Florida Friday.
You mean Florida, Georgia Friday?
No. I said it correctly the first time, buddy.
Alphabetically, it's Florida, Georgia.
Okay, but by the better teams, it's Georgia, Florida.
No, by the
quality of teams.
By the better teams, you should say Georgia, and I say Florida at the same time.
How about Georgia Southern?
They have more national championships than both teams combined.
All right.
How about that?
There you go.
More national championships than both of the teams playing this weekend combined.
Man,
that's all I'm saying.
Just move them on up.
That's all I'm saying. It is Florida Georgia week, though, and you came in.
Yes, sir.
You came in with your Homer shirt on.
Sporting the red and black, baby.
You know how you get to Athens from Ocala, right?
Hey, I'm not gonna hear all that.
You go north till you smell it, and east till you step in it.
We just go north and until we smell it and step in it in Gainesville.
I love the city of Athens. So
it's beautiful. Isn't it?
And if you've never been to a football game at Sanford Stadium, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's really a good place to go watch a football game.
Yeah,
and they have the best.
Between the hedges.
Everybody goes, "How are you not a Georgia fan?" First off, I was raised a Florida fan. Well,
I know. We all know the story about FSU.
Yeah, I was an FSU fan. Because my parents, everybody in my house was a Florida fan, and I was going to be the odd person out.
Right.
And then Ron Simmons screwed that.
Damn Ron Simmons.
So I was a Florida fan.
Snubbed you.
But I love Athens.
Yeah.
UGA is the greatest mascot in all of sports, in my opinion.
Yeah, and
it's UGA 10 right now.
UGA on 10. They had Butch for ones.
You know where UGA lives? UGA doesn't even live in Athens. It isn't even an Athens dog.
No.
It's a booster from Savannah. That's had the dog the whole time.
Yeah,
it's a family from Savannah.
One family. Yeah. I knew that. Yeah, I didn't know Savannah.
And if you want to buy a dog from the bloodline of UGA, bring your wallet.
I bet.
It better not be mine in your wallet.
It ain't mine. That's for sure.
Kevin, you're here to handicap games. Tell us how we did last week.
5-1.
5 losses, 1 win.
5 wins, 1 loss.
Not 1 and 5, 5 and 1.
Not 1 and 5, 5 and 1.
Could have been 6-0 if it hadn't been for, by the way, our lock of the week.
Right. The one that we had the most confidence in was NC State over Miami. NC State decides to jump off sides on a 4th and 5 field goal attempt, and that gives them the free first down. They put it in the end zone the next play, and
what are you gonna do?
That's gambling.
That's why it's entertainment only.
That's it, man.
Entertainment purpose only. Well, let's get right into the card this week.
All right.
You go out to Texas.
Yes, sir.
To an American Athletic Conference game, I believe. Is that right?
AC, yep.
SMU.
At least for now.
Southern Methodist University at the Houston Cougars. Mm-hmm. There is no favorite here. This is a pick'em game.
Pick'em, even line.
The over-under is 62. How are you going in this game?
I'm going with the over 62.
100%.
Lots of points, man.
I thought there was no way that if I had a lock of the week, this over may be it.
That's it. Probably third quarter. They're going to have this one. Dog, did you happen to watch that absolute beatdown SMU put on Tulane last Thursday night?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that team can literally score at will.
But Vegas is pretty good, and I'll tell you how I know this. 62 points. Vegas in the 2 World Series games so far, the over-under has been 8.5. The first game was 6-2.
6-2.
The second game was 7-2.
7-2. I thought it was 9-2. Okay.
No, 7-2.
7-2 on the second one.
So 8 runs
they're right at
and
it.
9 runs, and the over-under has been 8.5. Vegas is pretty good.
Yeah. A lot of times it's 7, 7.5, 8.
So you're not worried about the 61?
62. No, we're gonna go ahead and go over that. They should have a formidable opponent. No matter who, or SMU is a formidable opponent, no matter who they play. Even Cincinnati this year.
And this is one of the reasons why you do this for entertainment purposes.
Right.
Because there'd be no reason for somebody from Florida to watch this football game unless there was a little juice on it.
Hey, it's gonna be entertaining if you like offense.
It's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah. It's a 7:00 at night,
so
I believe,
you got
game.
SMU at Houston. You're going with the over
62. Yep. Put them points. rather easy for both teams.
This next game, I don't even know why it's on the card. It's not even basketball season yet.
I know.
And you got a basketball game on the card.
Yep, I sure do.
Duke at Wake Forest. This is Christian Laettner versus
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan. Oh, no. Actually, Wake Forest, pretty good football team.
They're undefeated.
They're undefeated. Looks like they're going to be the ACC champion, the almost competitive conference champion.
We went from the AAC to the ACC.
Duke at Wake Forest. Wake is a 16-point favorite at home,
Yes.
and the over-under 70.
70. Well, that's because I think they put up 70 last week by themselves.
They did.
So that Wake is good. 9-1 versus a spread at home against FBS opponents. Last 10 games. Hello. Duke, on the other hand, 0-6 in their last 6 games against the spread.
I'm taking it. You're taking Wake Forest minus 16.
I'm going to lay that 16 points, and I'm glad it actually was at 17 earlier in the week. I'm kind of glad that thing's creeped down, and some money must be coming in on Duke. I don't know why, but I'm not going to question it.
Here's the funny thing about this game.
Yeah.
This may be two of the smallest schools in Division I football.
Yeah.
Duke has about 4,000 students. Wake has about 7,000.
Right down Tobacco Road, ain't it? They're all three, aren't they?
Winston-Salem is
a little bit off of it.
Probably 60, 70 miles from Raleigh.
Okay.
But, Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill,
Chapel
that's
Hill.
where State, Carolina, and Duke are. But then just straight down the interstate
is Wake.
Towards the mountains is Wake.
Okay.
Wake's at the bottom of the mountains. Winston-Salem's just to the east of the mountains, and then you go up in the mountains to the second best university in the country.
Boone, North Carolina.
The second best university in the country after Georgia Southern. Appalachian State.
Exactly. I knew where you were going with that.
State. Well,
I watched them last week.
Appalachian State's a good football program.
They beat Coastal Carolina.
I know.
That was amazing.
Duke at Wake Forest. You're taking Wake minus 16.
Yeah. Wake, absolutely for real, man. As funny as that sounds in football, and I'm buying in, man.
Wake Forest, absolutely for real.
They are
football.
in football, 7-0. The quarterback Hartman playing extremely well this year, throwing for over 2,000 yards. He's got 19 touchdowns on the year and only 3 picks, so that's impressive. 16 is a big number, but Duke's atrocious. So I like my chances on that.
They're not good.
No,
they're not
good at all.
Then we go to a game that it looked like would probably be a pretty good game for Miami at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
But now a much superior Pittsburgh team to that's who may give Wake. Are they in the same side as Wake, or are they in a different side?
I know that they're playing, but it might be in the ACC championship. Like that. Yeah, that's the game I'd like to see.
Wake in the ACC championship game, and Pitt's for real.
Yeah, absolutely. Kenny Pickett. Man.
Pitt. Ask Clemson how for real
they
Pitt
are.
is.
They are. They covered for me last week. Ask
Clemson how real Pitt is.
That was one of the ones that we had on the slate last week. So. That one covered.
Miami going into Pitt. Pitt's a 9-point favorite, and Pitt's minus 9.
Yeah.
The over-under 61.
61. Kind of struggled. I went back and forth on this one a little bit. I was all over Pitt minus the 9. But the more I keep thinking about it, I'm going to go with the over, 61. I think Miami can put up some points. They throw the deep ball. This new quarterback, that's come in the last 3 or 4 games. And obviously, they beat NC State, but what's weird to me is that Miami's 3-4, and this is their second home away game.
Yeah.
So they just there's no real reason other than going. You can look at the North Carolina, but I don't have a lot of data on how they're playing on the road because I seen a lot exactly. Right. So it just seems like all the recent Miami games have all been scoring fest. Pitt's actually hit the over in 13 of the last 17 games. So I'm going to stick with these trends and continue for lots of points this week and cover that 61.
13 of the last 17 times Pitt's hit the over.
Yes, sir.
I was not aware of that. That makes the over look a lot more tantalizing now.
That's right.
Because I was thinking the 9 points seemed tantalizing.
It does. But, maybe I'm a little nervous because I went against Miami last week. And then they ended up doing it, I really do think Pitt's going to cover that 9. I'm going to go out there on the record.
This is a better Miami football team than was at the beginning of the season.
It is,
I think they've changed quarterbacks. They've gotten a little more consistency on the offense.
Right.
They can score.
They did lose a DB to a shoulder injury in that game last week, so that could hurt him too.
But
his
you're
name
taking
slipping my
Miami
mind.
at Pittsburgh. You're taking the over
61. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm going.
Fourth game on the card is one that I don't know how in the hell you put this on the card.
Man, I know,
because
right?
You don't do this game with your heart.
No, this is
this
is all my heart.
Handicapping football is not a heart game; it's a brain game.
That's right.
And yet you have the Florida-Georgia game.
Yeah.
Georgia is a 14-point favorite. The over/under is 51.
Yep, it is. And I could not come on up in here with this Georgia Bulldog shirt and not have this one in my lineup,
You're
man.
Taking the 14
I did
points.
I'm going to lay that 14.
I knew
take
you were.
Georgia
You're
minus
14.
the 14. I kept hoping. I was watching it all week, hoping it would go down to about 13 and a half even.
What are you worried about?
But
Todd Grantham, and last time I checked,
yeah,
still defensive coordinator at Georgia. I'm in at Florida.
Man. Hey, and I will give my disclaimer. I'm a little slightly biased in this particular game. But with that said, I'm loving this Georgia Bulldog defense. It would not shock me if the Gators didn't put up a point.
Best defense in the country.
Bar none.
They've had
one rushing touchdown, and it came with 3 seconds left in the game.
They've only given up 3 touchdowns all year.
All year. Nobody gets in that end zone, buddy.
All year. And I think the stat was when they had their last shutout, that was the 6th shutout in like 10 games.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
This hairy dog defense, hunker down dog defense.
For real.
It reminds me of a defense that was coached by the greatest college football coach in history, Erskine Russell. He was the defensive coordinator at Georgia in 1980.
There you go.
When that Georgia defense held a Notre Dame team that scored 31 points a game to 7 points in the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah.
When they won, everybody gives Herschel Walker credit for that.
Right.
And don't get me wrong.
That was the defense.
Herschel came in against Tennessee early in the season against Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
And proved to everybody that this freshman was for real.
And at South Carolina.
But that Georgia defense won that national championship.
It did, yep.
And this Georgia defense, I'm a defensive guy. That's what I played all my life. I've watched a lot of Georgia football through watching games on TV. Plus, I got friends that send me highlights. Hey, what do you think of this jackass?
Yeah.
And this Georgia defense is as close to an NFL defense as I've seen in college football since the 2001 Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah.
And that Miami Hurricane defense was
unbelievable.
Studly.
Never seen any more first rounders come out than out of there.
Well, you may, because this Georgia defense is that good.
Yeah.
The front seven.
They got 2 or 3 pros that should have went out last year.
That front seven for Georgia,
ridiculous.
is the best front seven in all of college football.
Exactly. When you can get pressure like that without ever having to send a blitz, or maybe they come off. They'll get creative. They'll come off the corner or something. But they're.
But if history tells us anything,
all right.
40 years of history since the last national championship.
Okay.
Georgia has that one game
every year
where they just can't get out of their way.
And it's usually to Florida.
Georgia and Clemson both. Remember, people used to say Clemson couldn't get out of their own way.
Then
Dabo finally got out of the way.
I think Clemsoning was an actual term.
term. And the Bulldogs for 40 years have had great football teams.
They've been dogging.
Couldn't get out of their own way.
I know it.
I'll give you the latest example. They were up just like the Falcons, 20-plus points on the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yeah.
And figured out a way to give that football game away.
I watched every single minute of it. That was
Georgia. Is Georgia going to have their Georgia moment this year, or is this team different?
I think they're different. A lot of those years were Mark Richt led. So
Kirby Smart was the leader of that 20-plus point.
Yeah. That was his first or second year. Yeah, 2017. But I don't know, man. I'm buying into Georgia.
It was the college football season right after the Falcons had blown the lead in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you were a Falcons fan and a Georgia fan, that was a bad year.
Yeah, and they were both. I mean, Georgia was at home too.
One happened in February. One happened in February. One happened in December. Same calendar year.
Yeah.
Wasn't good.
January.
Wasn't good.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't January. It was
No, they would have played that game in December.
It was in the SEC championship game.
No, the national championship.
Yeah.
The next year after that was the SEC.
The next year after that was the SEC championship game.
Yeah.
But you got Georgia minus 14. You don't think this is their Georgia moment? You think they
No,
handle Florida easy?
I don't think. Here's my thing. If Florida has not worked on stopping that run any better than they did against LSU, Davis Price just scored again.
An LSU team, by the way,
that couldn't run for no.
That couldn't
run
on
anybody since.
No, couldn't run the football. Had the game before the Florida
Yeah.
game had 69 yards from
Rushing.
the line of scrimmage rushing.
And he broke the record.
Yeah.
Broke the record. But and Georgia can run the ball. This just in. This just in.
Todd Grantham, still defensive coordinator in Florida.
And I'm sorry to say it, man, but if there's a better fight song than the Battle Hymn of the Republic, I hadn't heard it. Come on, man.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
I mean, if it's good you and your Civil War history, man.
If it's good enough for Elvis, it's good enough for anybody.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
All right, let's switch gears and go to the pro game.
Okay.
A much more – no, actually, we still
we got one more college.
We got
yes,
one more
sir.
college.
Yep.
We didn't get but one pro game.
I know. I had two on there, and I flipped one.
This is a game that – can you really take this game serious?
Yeah, man.
Because I don't really think of either one of these teams as being able to compete against the top 3 or 4 teams in the country.
That's probably true.
And the reason I say that is because Jim Harbaugh will figure out a way to lose something he shouldn't lose.
Probably this one.
And Sparty was not supposed to be this good.
No, they weren't. Mel Tucker has them playing well.
Number 6 Michigan.
Yeah.
Going into East Lansing.
Yes.
To number 8 Michigan State.
Yeah.
Michigan goes in as a 4-point favorite. The over-under in the Michigan State game.
Yep.
51 points. This is a game that's played at noon.
Yes.
But wait, it's not. It's 11 a.m.
11 out there in Michigan. Yeah, that's good.
So how do you see this game?
Man, I love it. This is other than the Georgia-Florida game, this is the biggest one, nationally. Nationally, it might even be bigger than Georgia-Florida, but
being that one team's ranked 6
and 8.
Eight.
Yeah, and the other one.
The other one is ranked number 1 in the country.
Where's Florida?
They're in Jacksonville this weekend.
So anyway, I put this one on there. I like the under 51. 51 seems very high on this one.
Michigan State's not known for scoring.
No, and these are the 2 leading rushing teams in the Big Ten. Even as good as Ohio State has been.
The game will go fast.
Going to be a lot of – I see it being very hard-hitting, low scoring. And not, in drives that'll take a long time.
And both those teams rush the football, which shortens the football game.
That's right. Exactly. When you don't have incomplete passes.
Right.
And you're constantly running long, sustained drives that maybe end up in 3s, not 7s. That's where I'm leaning on this one. So
and I think a lot of them will end with field goals.
Yeah, yep, that's right.
Touchdowns
bend but don't break defense.
Touchdowns will be a premium. In this game.
Yeah. So I think 51's pretty high on that one.
Under Michigan State under 51. If you had to pick a winner this game though on the money line, you go with State.
Yeah, I would. I would.
Sparty on the
at
money
home,
line.
and man, with the money line, let's go pay.
Sparty on the
what's
money
that?
line.
Plus 160. What are you getting on that?
Plus 165.
Man, I was pretty close. Pretty close.
Yeah, plus 165.
Plus 165.
So I
like
took
that.
Sparty on the money line at plus
there you
165.
go. Let's do it, man. I'll go through someone.
Here's a pro game.
Okay, here we go.
A really good team that showed it again last weekend.
Yes.
As they embarrassed the Baltimore Ravens, and nobody thought that was going to happen.
Didn't see that.
Joe Barrow and Mr. Chase, who all they did is rekindling what they did in college.
LSU boys.
Well, Joe Burrow got used to throwing to Chase.
Yeah, he did.
Joe Burrow left. Chase had another year. Now Chase is there.
Yeah,
well,
but
Chase,
he didn't play because
before
the COVID. Yeah,
right.
Exactly. So
now he's got Chase back under the fold, but with the Cincinnati Bengals, and they're hooking up. I have a friend of mine who drafted Chase in the fantasy league drafts, and everybody laughed at him for doing so
because of all the drops that
he's just crushing people now because Chase is all over. He likes Joe Burrow's ball. That was proven in college. He liked the way he threw the ball.
Yeah.
The Cincinnati Bengals come into this game at the Jets as a 10 and a hook favorite.
Yeah,
10.5 point favorite. The over-under is 43. The Bengals going into the Jets. How do you see this game?
I'm gonna start off with this. How in the world can you explain to me how the only win from the Jets this year came against a team that literally absolutely annihilated the Bills and the Chiefs in back-to-back weeks?
Well, annihilate the Chiefs now don't seem like that big of a deal.
Oh man, they're still better. They've lost to a lot of good teams.
Oh, well.
Their record.
They're losers.
But they're losing who? The Chargers, the Bills, the Titans. I mean.
But you're right. The Jets beat a team they had no business beating.
NFL, no bleeping logic, and you can fill out what the F is. So, but with all that said, yeah, man, the Jets are still the Jets. And I'm going with the LSU boys. Blow this team out. Hey, here's something interesting. Last week against the Jets, the Pats put up 54 on them.
Right.
You know that's never ever happened in the Jets franchise.
They've
never had a 54 hung on them in their whole franchise
never had
history.
50-plus points.
And the Jets have been bad. I mean, the Jets did something that even the Jets had never done. That's how bad this team. So I love what the Bengals got going.
See, to me,
on the road, who cares?
To me, the bet here is the over.
Like the over 43?
The Jets just got 54 hung on them
by
a team that I don't think is right now clicking as well in offense as the Bengals are.
No.
The Bengals just blew out the Ravens.
I know. Yeah, you're right. 43. I want to say they did that on purpose. 42 seemed a lot, better, and then they stick that extra point on there, and now it's like, well, you got to have 6 touchdowns and the.
All right, so that's the 6 games. Let's go back over them again.
Yeah.
SMU at Houston, you're taking the over
62, yeah.
Duke at Wake Forest, you're going
Wake minus 16.
Then we got Miami at Pittsburgh. You got
over 61.
Over 61.
61, yep.
Then you got the Florida-Georgia game, or as you like to call it, the Georgia-Florida game.
Dogs on top.
Georgia is a 14-point favorite. Where you at on this?
Dogs minus the 14.
The Dogs.
D-A-W-G-S. Hunker down, you silver britches.
Yeah. Not dogs, D-O-G-S.
It's dogs.
Dogs, D-A-W-G-S.
Yeah.
Michigan State at Sparty. Michigan at Michigan State.
Yep.
The Wolverines go into Sparty. Michigan's a 4-point favorite. The over-under's 51. Where you at on that?
Under. Low 51. Scoring, hard hitting.
Bengals at the Jets. Cincinnati a 10.5-point favorite. Over-under 43. You're going with the points.
Bengals going to lay
minus 10 and a
hook.
Lay
that 10 and a hook. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Well, let's get one more game in. We got about 3 minutes. Let's get one more game in because to me it's the most intriguing game on the NFL docket.
Yeah, I took this one off at the last minute.
Because it's got Tampa Bay,
the champions. Yeah.
Playing Mr. 30-30.
Yeah.
31 touchdowns, 30 interceptions.
33
touchdowns.
Yeah, 33 touchdowns.
33 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. Last year, he was the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Florida State great, Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Going up against each other. Bucks at the Saints. Tampa Bay is a 4.5-point favorite. The over-under's 50.
I would go over 50.
You think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game?
Yeah, in the dome. Bucks defense secondary struggled this year. Jameis does like to throw the deep ball. I wouldn't judge anything from that Seattle.
But he'll throw the deep ball to anybody in a uniform.
He's got 3 interceptions this year, Tom, and that's exactly how many Tom Brady has. Right. So Brady's had 3 other ones go through the guy's hands.
But Tom Brady's had 604 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Jameis has not.
No, he hadn't. He's still on his way.
So it's a 4.5-point favorite for the Bucks. Yeah. Over under 50. You're going with the over in this game.
I would go with the over. We're not going. That's not on this slate, but yeah, if you're asking me for an extra one, I like the over. I like the.
How about tease this as a two bet parlay?
Yeah.
And go with Tampa Bay minus 4.5 and over 50. Tampa covers and over 50.
That's where you lean to. Yeah.
That's how you make a little money right
there.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. Yeah, I think both of those happen.
I think if you get that, I think it's plus 130 for that parlay.
Okay, you sound like you know.
I may
sound like you might have.
I may have got the
dabbled. Might have dabbled a little bit.
I may have got the over under at 49, but that's just me.
Woo, 49. Now that's wow. You lowered it.
Offshore Bovado,
Yeah, that's where I go. Yeah, by the 1.5.
So you got Tampa Bay in the extra game, not one of the 6 you're counting.
That would be the
extra game. You got the Bucks Saints over 50.
Over 50 if I had to go in that one. Yeah.
All right, Kevin, we'll see how you do. We'll be back here next week. You're off to a fish fry now.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to it.
All right, man. Everybody have a great weekend.
Everybody have a great weekend. We'll be right back here Monday morning for Ocala Talks, and Kevin will be back next Friday for What's the Line?
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.